Principle number 8. Humans have the ability to sense their existence on parallel timelines and use that information to enlighten and heal themselves and others. But at this point, you're probably asking, what is a parallel timeline? Well, according to quantum physics, parallel timelines exist in parallel universes. And there are limitless numbers of parallel universes, according to the mathematics of quantum physics. In each one of these parallel universes, there are people living just like you are, and in many of them, there is a version of you. So therefore, even if there was only 30% of them there being a version of you, 30% of infinite is still infinite. So you can clearly state that you are residing in the now on infinite numbers of parallel timelines in parallel universes. What does this mean? These different versions of you are anywhere between slightly different than you are to vastly different than you are. In some of them, you might just be wearing a different pair of shoes, but in others, you might be the President of the United States. How did that happen? Well, these different versions of you in these different timelines in parallel universes, they took different actions in their lives, which gave them different outcomes. This is very interesting, because if they took different actions, and there's infinite numbers of them, then the following must be true, that the challenges that you're having in this timeline must have already been conquered and overcome by you in other timelines. The great thing is, human beings have this ability to sense these other timelines. Here's some examples of those. Did you ever have déjà vu before? Well, déjà vu has been explained by certain quantum physicists as it happening on another timeline at the exact same time. That's why it seems familiar to you. You're able to sense both timelines. Ever daydream before? Wonder where you really go? Well, according to certain quantum physicists, you may be tapping into other timelines. Here's another one for you. Method acting. This is a technique which is utilized by professional actors and created by a gentleman by the name of Stanislavski many years ago. Method acting is where an individual is given the opportunity to act like another character by using this technique. Now, the technique in and of itself says that you're pulling from past memories and past experiences, but any good actor will show that when you, as an individual, do method acting and you are in the flow, information comes out in that character that's not based upon any previous or past experiences. Many times, you'll find yourself just coming up with it. Where does it come from? In one example, a major actor in the field in Hollywood wanted to become a serial killer. That actor went into method acting technique and then started to get into the flow of the character. The outcome of that flow was very interesting because profilers from the FBI and other places will say that serial killers have many, many different specific attributes to them. Now, this actor did no studying into serial killers per se, or any of these profiling attributes, but these attributes came about in their acting. How did that happen? According to quantum physics, the possibility may be that that individual was tapping into a timeline that they were a serial killer. Remember, these timelines are infinite, so the possibilities are infinite. So, there are three main ways why an individual will utilize parallel timelines or parallel timeline therapy. The first one is to overcome specific challenges in this timeline by looking at other timelines where they've already overcome those challenges. The second way you can utilize parallel timeline therapy is through spontaneous healing, by taking the energy of that specific part of your body in a timeline where it is healthy and transmitting it over to this timeline where it is having a problem. Many times individuals have seen spontaneous healing from this type of approach. And lastly, many individuals will find themselves feeling scattered in life, ungrounded. This can often be due to the fact that you are not just on one timeline. Yes, the majority of you is here, usually upwards between 80 and 85% of your focus is here. But depending upon how scattered you feel, how much you daydream, how much déjà vu you have, and so on and so forth, or how much you sleep, you end up taking your focus and spreading out amongst many timelines. When we can take you and pull all of those focuses back in to this timeline, You find yourself so focused that we call it quantum focus technique. The outcome is allowing you to be able to see miracles and manifest to a degree in which you may have never experienced before. All of these different things are available through the exploration of parallel timelines.